guys, I am back with the next part of Shoto Todoroki X to Be's Listener. This is the other half, part 5. If anyone is awake right now, I will actually go upstairs and murder them because it is 5 in the morning and I have not slept yet. Everyone in my comments is like literally screaming at me to get some sleep. But still, nonetheless, I'm here with the next part of this series. For anyone that's worried, I did eat. Because I kind of mentioned in my last video that I hadn't eaten in a couple of days, but I did eat. And I am doing better. And thank you so much to all the people who are offering to help and support me. That means so much to me, guys. I literally can't express it through words. But here's the next part of this series. I know it has only been a day, but still, I told you guys I wanted to spam you in content because I haven't posted in a while. Well, let's get started. Wait, hold on. One more thing. This part is a bit shorter than usual. So I'm probably going to post the next part either later when this video comes out. So like later today or like, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. But tomorrow's Christmas Eve and I have a lot of Christmas specials to film. So instead of posting the next part of this, because there is a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of this, I kind of want to leave you guys there. Oops, not sorry. I think I'll just do a Davi X Be's Listener because a lot of people have been asking for this. So yeah, let's get started. After you and Todoroki had woken up and got dressed, you went out in the bed. That didn't make any damn sense. Restart. After you and Todoroki had gotten up and got dressed, you went out and got breakfast. Fuyumi offered to cook you guys something, but everyone else had already ate and you felt way too bad, although Shoto didn't. You two went out and got breakfast, and then you guys came back to the house. You were wearing... My finger itches. Sorry. You were wearing a pair of pants, and Shoto said since you didn't have much, Fuyumi then said that she would take you to get your clothes, since you would be spending Christmas break with them. You just hummed and said okay. You guys then went to the 1A dorms and got all the things you needed for the next 2 weeks or so. Once you had gotten all your stuff, you and Fuyumi went and bought gingerbread houses. She was very confused on how they were going to come out of such a small box, and that was when you knew, oh my god, I kind of hate rich people sometimes. You thought to yourself, we have to make them. Huh? Fuyumi said as you paid for the gingerbread houses. Okay. She looked quite scared. You found it quite funny. You and Fuyumi had just gotten back to the house to see all 3 boys in a very intense match of cards. You weren't sure what they were playing, but they all seemed very intent on winning. Although you could tell by the expression on the other 2 boys' faces that Shoto would win. They hadn't even noticed you gotten back yet. You walked over behind Shoto and wrapped your arms around him. It shocked him a little bit, but it didn't scare him, considering that much didn't. Sorry, I'm catching a cold. My voice is not up to par like usual. He just kissed on your arm and continued to play cards. Amy said she was gonna go get some lunch started and you offered to help. You and Fiumi made lunch and five of you ate. Sorry. Yeah, there's 5 of you. All 5 of you ate. Laughing and joking as you did. For the rest of the day, you guys sat and lounged and watched Christmas movies. Just normal Christmassy things. After dinner, you told everyone to get up because you guys were going to make the gingerbread houses. Natsudo claimed that he would be the best at it. Again, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Dabi, or Toya, just scoffed and said that he was. Oh, they had no idea how hard this was going to be, which you found immensely hilarious. You got up the gingerbread houses. Everyone insisted on having their own, but Shoto said he wanted to share with you, and he was persistent on that, which you found funny. You explained to them that they had to build a structure with frosting. They all said easy enough, and you and Shoto began building. As you built the gingerbread house, you picking up the candy every now and then, licking the frosting out of the tube. You had finally gotten your house built and stable. You then looked over at Natsudo, who had frosting everywhere, and he couldn't lay the baseboards of his house. You thought it was genuinely hilarious, and you tried not to laugh. He had just built it up again, and it fell. He then started heavily pouting while the rest of us laughed at him. It's so hard. This isn't fair. Mine is broken. It's broken. I'm convinced. He pouted. You had Shoto on the floor dying of laughter. It's not. Here, come here. I'll show you. We walked over to the other side of the table as everyone watched intently. There was frosting everywhere, so your hands got kind of dirty, but you stably built a house. See, I told you it's not broken. Natsuda just pouted and sat on the floor. You chuckled as you walked back to Shoto and you guys continued to decorate your house. Shoto was working on your gingerbread men. They were scary. Not up to par, but it was cute. He made one of you and him. Red and white hair and your hair color, along with your eye color and such things. You chuckled. He also gave you guys a little gingerbread kitten, which slightly shocked you after what he had said that morning. But you wouldn't pay any mind to it. You guys all made gingerbread houses. Natsudo losing the contest since he gave up in the middle of it. Yumi coming second, and Tavi defaultly coming third. Although his house did look like it was tilting a little, and candy was sliding off of it. It wasn't the worst. Fuyumi's was nice though. It had cute little red and green detailing like Christmas lights. and then automatically yours and Shoto's taking first since everyone else barely knew what they were doing. But your house was cute. You'd admit it. Natsuto was still pissed that you guys won. So, can we eat it? Natsuto said as he tilted his head. You picked up Shoto's cookie and gave it to him. That's my face, Shoto said in a bit of a pout. Natsuto bit the head off. You taste good, he said as he chewed. Shoto literally seemed so sad after he ate it. You chuckled at that. Then you guys began to eat your gingerbread houses, and then Natsuto said that he wanted cookies. Since it wasn't too late, then you guys would clean up and make Christmas cookies, which was a mess in itself. Flour was everywhere, considering the flour fight you guys had all shared just a few moments ago. You were practically, everyone was covered in flour, all of you guys laughing as the cookies baked in the oven. All of you on the floor sitting around the oven watching the cookies puff up. But where'd you learn how to make cookies, Wyatt? Fuyumi said as she turned to you. My mother. She taught me, when I was really young. You said with a smile. Oh. Sorry for asking. Hey, there's no need to be sorry. I'm pretty sure I still have a recipe somewhere in my notebook in my room. I wrote it down a long time ago, but still. He smiled as he watched the cookies bake up. Todoroki's hand entwined with yours. As the cookies baked, you all sat there, watching, laughing, and Natsuto occasionally pouting because they were taking so long, which you found funny. It was nice. It was nice to have a family, and one that actually wanted you. You felt at home. You felt accepted. Shoto noticed you were in deep thought, and he knew what you were thinking about. He always did. You squeezed it tighter on Shoto's hand. Shoto squeezed your hand tighter, and you looked at him as you chewed on your bottom lip. You then put your head on his shoulder, still holding his hands as you closed your eyes. You began to drift off to sleep, and then the timer of the oven went off, immediately waking you up. Shoto glared at the oven like he was going to kill it, which you found funny. You got up and took the cookies out of the oven. As they cooled, all of you went to go change, and you began to clean up the kitchen, since you were the first one done changing. Fuyumi then entered the kitchen and said that she could do it, but you insisted on it. You cleaned up the kitchen as the cookies cooled. Everyone else either in the shower or in the living room watching TV. The cookies finished cooling, and you put them on a plate and brought them to the living room. Before you brought them out, you yelled from the kitchen if anyone wanted a glass of milk, which everyone then commented they did. We poured the milk and brought the milk and cookies to the living room, setting the milk on the table and the cookies in the middle. You all began to eat cookies, laughing and chuckling as your head rested on the side on Shoto's shoulder. That was perfect. That was the realest yawn ever. Like, no, I actually just yawned. But it literally says in the story, you yawned. You yawned as you snuggled deeper into Shoto's arm. As you snuggled deeper into Shoto's arm, he asked if you were hungry in a very tired, in a very soft voice. You just hummed an acknowledgement. He picked you up, you already being half asleep, and told everyone else good night. He laid you in the bed as he cuddled into you. He ran his fingers through your hair while humming to you. He then kissed you on the top of your forehead, and you both drifted off to sleep. You woke up the next morning. Sorry. You woke up the next morning. You had woken up first the next morning to see Shoto there in a little ball as his head pressed between your boob in your chest, basically. His head pressed between your chest. You then begin to run your fingers softly through his hair as you left you pulled away and left soft kisses all over his face so he would wake up. He chuckled as he wrapped his arms around your waist. While you were giving him kisses, you had gotten on top of him. What are you doing, baby? He hummed. Wake up, it's time to get up, you said. The next couple of days went by like it was nothing. Shoto asking. And then on Christmas, Shoto asked if you wanted to go with him to see his mother on Christmas Eve, which was the night tomorrow. You just said sure. You said you were nervous, but you had to play it off. You said, yeah, that sounds like fun. The next day, you and Shoto had gotten up early, gotten dressed, and went to the hospital. Shoto could practically feel the nervousness coming off of you, and you knew that because you weren't doing well to hide it. Baby, calm down. She'll like you. Oh, I know, but this is the parent you actually like, so, the fact that I'm meeting her is nerve-wracking as hell, Sho. What if she doesn't like me? You know, like, what if she doesn't like me? That means you can't date me. She is your mother. I will break up with you if she doesn't like me. Sir, she has to like me. You were rambling. Calm down. You're turning into Midoriya. You huffed as you looked out the window. Listen, when she's going to like you, and if she doesn't, you don't have to break up with me. Because there's no option of her not liking you. You're perfect. You bit your lip and just smiled. You got to the hospital, walking to his mother's room. As you both walked in the room, she looked at Shoto and then at you. Shoto just said, "Hi, Mom," and you then bowed and said, "Hello, Miss." You didn't want to say Miss Todoroki because you didn't know if they were divorced or anything. You weren't sure, but you didn't want to take your chances. You slightly hid behind Shoto, fiddling with your fingers, not knowing really what to do, feeling a bit awkward. His mother was quiet, but she seemed sweet. Shoto sat on the bed, pulling you with him. You shyly Shoto talked to his mother, her answering every now and then as you butted into the conversation at times. She didn't seem to not like you. She also didn't show any sign of liking you, but you felt a bit weird. You and Shoto had held hands the whole time. After a couple hours of talking and laughing, she had kind of warmed up, so she was talking more. You were talking more, and Shoto was watching as you and as you and her talked, laughing every now and then. He did not understand what was happening in your conversation, but he wouldn't ask either. We should probably get going, Shoto said. Yeah. It was nice meeting you, miss. Shoto, his mother said, completely ignoring you. Okay. You suddenly had nerves again. She's nice. Take care of her. And please bring her back. His mother gave the softest smile that warmed your heart. You smiled. Shoto just gave a head nod and a soft smile. You and Shoto then left, and you were worried she wouldn't like you. She loved you. You chuckled and thanked Shoto. It had been about also, this UA Christmas break is like a month long because I need that for this story. I'm sorry. It had been about 3 weeks since you had started Christmas break. And you were late for your period. You had also thrown up that morning. You were nervous. You didn't want to tell Todoroki yet. So you asked Yui. All 4 siblings were sitting in the living room talking and conversating. When you asked if you could talk to Yumi for a minute, she of course said yes, and you two went somewhere, and you two went to the kitchen to talk. You shut the door to the kitchen so the guys couldn't hear anything you were saying. As you pulled out your fingers in nervousness, she asked you what was wrong, of course. Take your time. She butted in. I think I might be pregnant, he said softly. Yumi let out the loudest gasp in the world, which wasn't good. Shoto came rushing in asking what had happened, and she said it was nothing and for him to get out. He was highly confused, but she pushed him out of the kitchen with the broom. You were sitting there still fiddling with your fingers. That's great, but why do you think I'm late and I threw up this morning? You said as you continue to play with your fingers. I'll go get you a pregnancy test, okay? You just hummed. You could tell Yumi was hoping you were pregnant. You were not. You were still in high school, which you just certainly did not want a baby at the moment. But if you were pregnant, then you would keep it, because... Or you knew Shoto would want to keep it too. You had a lot of thinking to do. Yumi said that she was going out for a moment. She asked if you wanted to come, and you said sure. You and Yumi went to the store as she brought you a pregnancy test. You then went back to the house. You had bought a couple of other things, so none of the guys knew what you really went to the store for. You took it and went to the bathroom. As you peed on the pregnancy test, you had waited about 3 minutes to see the results. Yumi knocked and you told her she could come in. You hadn't looked at it yet. You wanted to look at it with her. So you flipped it over, and it was the end of the story. That's the end of this part, guys. I know most of you hate me at the moment, but that's okay. Are you pregnant with Todoroki's baby? I don't know. Actually, I do know because I'm looking at it right now. But still, that is the next part of part 5. So like the second part of part 5. Next part that will be out is part 6, and I thought this part actually only had minimum. It didn't have that many words, so I figured it would be shorter, but it actually trimmed up to one of a regular size video. But before all of you go in my comments yelling me to get some my sneezes are so weird. Everyone has been commenting on my sneeze. Like, they were like, oh my god, that was so cute. I literally, the way I sneeze, it's so annoying. But still, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, I hope you guys enjoyed my story. Also, why is Mina Ashido so hot? Girl, Miss Thing. Literally I'm in love with her. But still, besides the point, I'm gonna go film another video. That'll be an X to B's listener, and then I will film my Christmas specials. So yeah, I only have a couple more hours until my whole family wakes up, which is when I'll go to sleep. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys probably tomorrow or later today. Bye.